Before we start, let me record it. Okay, in today's session, we are going to discuss on how to handle pop-up windows. In yesterday's session, I told you, right, how to handle frames, how to handle iframes. In today's session, I will tell you how to handle iframes. Sorry, how to handle pop-up windows. I will tell you what does it mean by pop-up window first. If you are doing something in a website, suddenly some window will appear like this. This is known as pop-up window. We saw it in yesterday's exercise also. I've opened way2sms.com. If I click on it, see this. If I try to enter my mobile number, suddenly a pop-up is coming. In the pop-up, some ad will come. Mainly the websites which are offering free services, which are offering the services with free of cost, they will earn the money through these ads, right? So if you work in some of the websites, if you work on some of those websites, definitely you should learn how to handle these pop-up windows. How can I close this pop-up window? How can I click on some link? Okay, if the pop-up window comes, how can I click on this? How can I click on some element of the pop-up window? How can I do that everything? You have to learn. Okay, that we are going to discuss today. So I will run this program and I will explain it line by line. How can we handle that? So using driver.get method, we are opening the URL. So I opened the URL. It is opened. Now, so there is a link called open a pop-up window. So that's why I'm calling driver.findElement by link text, and I'm giving the link text here. I'm finding it and I'm clicking on it. Okay, so if I click on that pop-up window link, then a pop-up window is opened. This is my main window. On top of it, a pop-up window is opened. Okay. Now if I get a pop-up window, how can I close that window, or how can I do some action in that window? How can I type something, or how can I click on some element of it? That we have to learn. Okay. On top of driver, there is something called get window handle. Okay, what window handle will do means it will give an handle, it will give you an handle that is assigned to that particular window. Okay, WebDriver will handle the windows in this manner. I told you, right, there are three attendees. I can give rule numbers to you: 101 Harikishore, 102 Harsha, and 103 Pujita. So if I want to call you, instead of calling you with your name, I can call with the ID, right? If I assign some ID to you, with that ID I can call you like that. WebDriver is also handling the windows by associating an ID with it. Okay, you don't need to generate any ID. By default, if a window opens, if a pop-up window opens, an ID will be associated through WebDriver framework. Okay, you just need to get the ID of it. So here we have two windows, right? So on top of driver, a method is there. The method name is get window handle. That will give you the current window handle. Currently we are in this window. We are in the main window. We are in the main window. So if I call driver.get window handle, I will get the main window handle. So the CD window E, so the window handle is big. It's not like 101, 102. It will generate some window ID. Okay, it will generate some window handle. Okay, always driver.get window handle will give you the current window handle. We are in the main window, so you will get the main window handle if you call get window handle. Okay, and there is another API called, another method called get window handles. Get window handles, what it will do means it will return you list of handles. If I have two pop-up windows, it will give me two handles. If I have three pop-up windows, it will give me three handles. If I have 10, then it will give me 10 handles. So if I call get window handle, that will return me the current window handle. If I call get window handles, it will return me the list of all the windows it will give the list of handles of all the windows that are opened. Okay, so now I am calling get window handle, so it return me two window handles, and it has some behavior. It will return all the window handles in the order they have opened. Okay, see this, in the window handles, don't remember the entire id, just look at the end of it, end of the id. So it is ending with a2, it is ending with b2. Okay, if you look at main window handle, I got a2. That means I can say, right, the window handles are in the order in which they have opened. First main window is open, that's why it is first in the list, and second pop-up window is open, that is next in the list. Okay, so remember these lines. Get window handle will return the current window handle. Get window handles will return you all window handles in the order they have opened. Okay, these things you have to remember. So this line of code will create a list out of the set, because I need to, if I have to get a window handle, if I wanna get a first window handle, I have to give the index as 0, because indexes always start from 0. If I have two values, if I have two values, then the indexes of them is, for the first handle the index is 0, for the second handle index is 1. Okay, so if I want to get second window handle, I have to call get of 1, right? So if I want to call get API, I cannot call on top of a set. On top of a set you cannot find a get API. Okay, so to find the get API, sorry, to find a get API, you need to convert it like a list. You need to convert the set into list. So to convert to convert set into list, this is the code. List string handle list equal to new array list string. Within the parenthesis, you need to pass that set. If you pass the set for the array list object, then it will be converted into list. Okay, so I'm converting into list. From the handles list, I told you, right, there are two window handles. If I call get of 0, I will get the main window handle. If I call get of 1, I will get the pop-up window handle. I already have the main window handle, right? So I don't bother about it. I am calling pop-up window handle. I am calling pop-up window handle. Okay, so to prove that switches happen from the main window to pop-up window, I am printing the title of the window before switch. Okay, before switch I am calling driver.getTitle. See, what is the title I am getting? Before switch I am getting the title as Selenium real-time problem solutions, interview questions, answers, one stop for text. See this, the title of the main window is Selenium real-time problem solutions, interview questions, answers, one stop for tech talks. Okay, the same thing I got here. Now to switch to alert, we have driver.switch.alert. To switch to frames, we have driver.switch.frame. Like that, to switch to the window, the method is driver.switch.window. Okay, if you wanna switch from one to another, if you wanna switch the context from main window to alert or frame or window, always you have to call driver.switch2. After that, the method name will change. If it is an alert box, you will call alert. If it is a frame, you will call frame. If it is a window, you will call driver.switch2.window. And for frame, we passed frame ID, right? For window, there is no ID, you cannot inspect it. You need to get the handle using get window handles method, and you need to pass the window handle to the switch2.window method. If you pass the window handle to that window, context will be switched. To that window, WebDriver will be switched. See this, I got the pop-up window handle, right? So I'm calling driver.switch2.window with the pop-up window handle. I'm calling with the pop-up window handle. See this, I called driver.switch.window and pop-up window. Now the switch happened. Now the WebDriver is handling the pop-up window, is not handling the main window. I can prove that by calling driver.getTitle. See this, before calling driver.switch.window, I called driver.getTitle. It printed Selenium real-time problem solutions and all. After calling driver.switch.window, I am calling driver.getTitle. It is printing HTML help. That means that it switched from the main window to pop-up window. For the pop-up window, the title is HTML help only. That means it switched from main window to pop-up window. Okay. Now after switching to the pop-up window, I can treat it like a normal window. To do some action, I will do the same, I will follow the same procedure. If I have to enter some text into it, I will just inspect that element. So what is the name of it? Name of it is Q, name equal to Q. So I will say driver dot find element by xpath input at the rate name equal to Q, and I am saying dot send keys there. So it is simple. See this. It entered Dev, right? So to handle pop-up windows, you have to call driver.switch.window and you have to provide the window handle. How can you get that pop-up window handle? By calling driver.getWindow handles, and you will convert into list. If it is a second window, you will call get of 1. If it is a third window, you will call get of 2. If it is a fourth window, you will call get of 3. That means based on the window number, you will decrement it by 1 and you will give it to the get API. Then you will get the window handle, and you need to pass that window handle. Window, and you will pass the window handle. Then the context will be switched to that pop-up window. After switching the context to the pop-up window, you will work on it like a normal window. So if I call driver.find element by XPath, and if I give it, it doesn't verify for that element in this window. It doesn't verify for that element in the main window. It will verify for that element in the pop-up window only. That's why it found that element in the pop-up window and it entered there in the pop-up window only. Okay. And I told you, right, to close the browser, what is the method we are using? Driver.close, right? So if I call driver.close, it doesn't close the main window because the context is not set to the main window. The context is set to the pop-up window. See this, before executing this driver.close command, I have the pop-up window. If I call driver.close, then the pop-up window will be closed. So in this way, you can do some action on top of the pop-up window. You can close the pop-up window. So I've opened the pop-up window. I moved the context from the main window to pop-up window. I showed you how to type some text into the pop-up window. In the same way, you can click on some elements in the pop-up window, and you can close that pop-up window using driver.close API. After closing, you have to remember one thing. After closing, again you have to call driver.switch2.window with the main window handle. Because if you don't call it, if you try to do some operation on top of the main window, it will say, or it will throw some exception called window is already closed. Target window is already closed. Like that you will get the error because you close the pop-up window and still the context is with the pop-up window. So if you try to do some operation on top of the main window, it will say that window is already closed. So it's your responsibility to come back from the pop-up window to main window. In yesterday also we did the same exercise. After switching to the frame, after doing all the work within the frame, we came back using default content, right? Like that, here also you should come back by calling window and by passing main window handle. Okay, handling windows, handling frames is very important. It's bit tough to understand, but understand the logic. Try to understand the logic. You need to switch properly in between the windows or the frames. If you don't switch properly, then you will end up with the errors. If you switch to the frame, and after working within the frame, if you want to come back, if you want to do some operation on top of other elements of the window, definitely you should call default content. Like that, after switching to the pop-up window, after doing all the work in the pop-up window, after closing the window, it's your responsibility to switch back to the main window. How can you switch back to the main window? Again, by again calling window with the main window handle. See this, I'm calling window main window handle, and again I am finding this element. For this element also name equal to Q, name equal to Q. So I am saying find element by name, then send keys Dev. See, it entered Dev here. Okay, that means that the context is switched from the pop-up window to main window. Now I am able to do actions in the main window. I will run the same example by commenting this line. Okay. After closing the pop-up window, without switching to the main window, if I try to find the element within the main window, what will happen? I will show you now. So it opened the pop-up window. It entered Dev. See this. It is throwing no such window exception. It is saying target window already closed, because after closing it, if you don't switch back to the main window, it doesn't know, right? It now also it will refer to the pop-up window. It will try to find that element in the pop-up window, but the pop-up window is not here. That's why it will throw you this error. Target window already closed. So it's your responsibility to switch back. So mainly you have to remember three methods in this exercise. Get window handle, it will return your current window handle. Get window handles will return you the list of handles, list of handles of all the open windows. And the third is window that will be used to switch the context between the windows. See this. It opened pop-up window, it entered Dave in the pop-up window, and it entered Dave in the main window also. And the test case is passed. Is it clear for everyone?
They,
Let me
what
do
they,
one thing. So in the Selenium project, we have all the programs, what we have written, what we have discussed till now. Okay. I am converting it to a RAR file and I am sending it to you. Okay. So use all these programs as a reference. If you get any doubt now, refer to that project. Even you join in a real-time project, you can use that. You can use all the programs for your reference. They will be helpful for you. But don't share it with others. Okay. It took a lot of time for me to prepare all these examples. So don't share it. So keep these programs with you. Whenever you want, you can refer them, and yeah, you can go ahead with your task. So this is the way to handle pop-up window. So now the exercise is open way2sms.com. If you open way2sms.com. After opening way2sms.com, if you click on this mobile number field, if you try to type something or if you click on this field, you will get the pop-up window. Okay, you will get a pop-up window like this. The exercise is you have to open way2sms, click on that mobile number text field, you will get the pop-up window. Close this window. Write a program to click on this mobile number and close the pop-up window which will be opened. Okay, that's the exercise. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Dev, Dev, are you able to hear me?
Okay, I hope everyone is clear. So we have done with all WebDriver API. I explained get title and all, navigations, alerts. So this handle pop-up window, handle iframe, I told you that I will explain later. Now I completed that. In yesterday's class we discussed how to handle frames. In today's class we discussed how to handle pop-up windows. Okay. Now we will go ahead with the WebElement API. Okay. So these two classes are very important, WebDriver and WebElement. Okay, in these two classes only we have more than 90% of the methods. If you learn all the methods within these two classes, you can automate 95% of stuff on any website. Okay, if you learn all the API within these two classes, you can automate 90%, 95% of the tasks. Okay, if you call driver.find element, then that will return you the web element. Okay, on top of web element you have a click method that we have already discussed. Click method will be used to click on the element, and we discussed about send keys. Send keys is there to type some text into it, and we discussed about get text that will return the text content of the element. So these three methods we have already discussed. Apart from that, we have few more methods. Now I will tell you what is the purpose of each method. Clear. So the purpose of clear method is, see this is text 1, this is text 2, and this is text 3. So till now we saw empty text boxes. Till now we saw empty text inputs. So we are directly calling send keys, and that will enter the text into the text box. But if already some text presents, and if you call send keys API, it doesn't replace the text. If I call send keys on this with my name, it will type like this default. So after that it will type the given string. It doesn't replace the existing string. So if you wanna replace the existing string, what you're supposed to do is first you have to call clear method. So if I call clear method, then this will be cleared. The previous value will be created, and then I can call send keys. If I call send keys, then they will be entered. Okay. I will run the same program by commenting this clear. Then you will understand the purpose of it. So I commented that clear method. Let me run it in debug mode. See this. It typed there after default. It didn't replace default with there. It just typed there after default. Like this it will happen. So if you wanna append the new text to the existing text, then you will call send keys directly. But if you wanna replace the existing text with the new text, definitely you should call clear in front of it. If you call clear in front of it, then only the text will be replaced. So the clear API will be used to clear the existing value within the text box or text input. Okay, this is the purpose of clear. And send keys you already know, right? So send keys will be used to type some text into it. And now find element. The purpose of find element I will tell you. On top of web element also you can find other elements. To understand the purpose of find element on web element, I will give you an example. So in a school there are 1,000 students. Okay, in a school there are 1,000 students. In ninth class A section, there are 60 students. Okay, I am looking for a candidate who is studying ninth class and he is in A section. Okay, if I look for that candidate in the entire school, then I need to uh, contact each and every person in the school, right? I need to go through each and every student within the school. At some point of time I will find him, maybe as a 100 person or 999 person also I can find him. Okay, but if I know in which section he is in, if I directly go to the section, if I directly go to ninth class A section, I can find him within 60 candidates, right? Within 60 students I can find him. So when compared to searching for him in the entire school, searching for him in his class is easy. I can find him in quick time, right? Like that, instead of finding the element in the entire web page, if you try to find it in a web element, then you can find that element in quick time. Okay, the same logic we can apply here. If you see this page is too big, so it contains so many elements. It contains so many elements. But if I want to sign up, I need to enter first name, I need to enter last name, I need to enter username, password. If you observe here, all the elements are in this form. All the elements are in this form. So instead of finding this first name, last name, username, password fields in the entire page, if I find it within the form, then I can find them in quick time, right? This is like the school. So this entire page is like the school, and this is like the ninth class A section. So this first name is my candidate. He is the student I am looking for. So I'm relating to it so that you can easily understand. So instead of finding my candidate in the entire school, if I find my student or the candidate in the particular section, I can find him in quick time, right? So that's why find element API is there in the web element also. If you know that all the elements are in a particular form or in a particular div, you can find this form like a web element. On top of the web element, you can find the remaining elements. So you can save your time. That's the purpose of find element on top of web element. So see this. Let me inspect this first. See, this is a form and the form has a ID, create account. So instead of finding them, so I can directly find them like this. So what is the ID of the field? ID of it is first name. So I can say driver dot find element by ID first name dot send keys. That is one way. And I can say driver dot find element by dot ID last name, and I can call send keys. But instead of calling driver dot find element again and again, you can simply say, you can simply find this form first. So I'm finding the form with its ID like a web element. Okay, I'm saying driver dot find element by ID create element, that will return me the element, or that will return me the form like a web element. After finding the form, instead of calling driver dot find element, I'm calling element dot find element dot find element. That means instead of finding it in an entire page, I'm finding it only within the form. So in this way I can save my time. Okay, let me run this, then you can understand it. So both will do the same purpose. Even you call driver dot find element instead of element dot find element, that will enter the text. The difference is it will do the task in quick time when compared to that. So I found this form first and then I found these two fields within the form and I entered the values in it. I didn't say driver dot find element, I said element dot find element. So find element is API is there in both places. It is there on driver, it is there on web element too. Okay. Is it clear why we have find element within web element 2? We have it in driver, right? Why did we have it? When should we use it? Hari, Harsha. No, did you understand what is the purpose of find element? When should we use it? When should we use web element dot find element instead of driver dot find element? So what I am trying to say is, if you know that most of the elements are within a form or within a particular element, instead of finding all the elements within the driver, you can find it within the element itself. Can you unmute, Hari? Can you explain what is your doubt?
Dev, are you able to hear me?
Are you telling something? I am not able to hear you. Hello? Oh, is it? I am not able to.
Uh, are you
Uh,
able to hear me now?
yeah, now I am able to hear you. Tell me.
Okay. The thing is, I understand the concept, but I am not able to get how to do that.
Which one?
In a how to see. You said we use for calling first name and last name, we use multiple times, right?
Yeah,
Calling element by ID first name, element by ID last name.
yeah.
So instead of doing twice, you can do it only once. That's what you said when we
No, no.
using the
Instead
form.
of finding both the elements in the entire page, you can find it within the form itself.
Yeah. So how can we achieve that? I didn't understand.
Yeah, see this. The difference is ideally with the earlier knowledge, you will write the code like this, right? Driver dot find element by IDs and keys and keys. Okay.
Okay.
If you wanna enter, you will write the code like this.
Yeah.
Let me run it. If I say driver dot find element by ID, it will find both the fields and it will enter text into it. Okay. This way is also right. But what I am trying to say is when compared to this way, this is efficient.
Okay.
Calling driver dot find element is like finding the element in the entire school, finding for a student in the entire school. But if I
So
say
okay.
element dot find element, that is like finding the student in within a section.
Okay. Okay. I
First I
got it.
found create account. So the advantage here is if you find this create account form, that means you are eliminating all other forms, right? You are eliminating all other elements of the page. So if I try to find this element, I will search only within the form. If I try to find this element, I will search only within the form. If I try to find this element, I will search only within the form. If I don't do that, what will happen? For each element, I need to go through each and every element, right? If you press F12, see the HTML, how big it is. You have so many divs, you have so many script tags. Whenever you call driver.find element, it will go through each and every tag, it will go through each and every element and it will try to find it.
Okay.
So if you find this form and if you try to find all other elements within the form, that means you are eliminating all other elements from the set. You are searching only within that form element. So it will save a lot of your time, right?
I got it.
You have more than
Yes.
10 elements. So definitely this is the efficient way. Finding the element within the web element is efficient when compared to finding the elements within the driver. But in real time people will ignore it. People always call driver find element because programs are very quick, right? So
Hmm.
we don't find much difference. So this is efficient but no one will use. Even I also didn't use it till now, but yeah, it's there. If you want to write a efficient program you can write it, but because of fastness of the program you don't observe much difference. If you have 10 elements you cannot find it. If you have maybe 100 or 1000 elements you may find some difference, but if you have 3 4 elements you don't find much difference. That's why people don't follow this procedure. They will directly find it on top of the driver. But if you follow this procedure that is efficient. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And they, you write the code, wait for page loaded, right? In the code, I can see that.
Yeah, this is not needed. Okay,
So,
these
I mean,
codes I wrote it long back. This is not needed.
okay.
If you call driver.get, that will wait for the page load also. You don't need to write the code explicitly. It will wait for that.
I mean, I just want to know whether you write a method for that or is
Yeah, I wrote a method for that. Long
okay,
back I wrote it,
okay,
and this is needed actually because
hmm,
I started preparing these examples 2 years back, right?
okay,
At that time, we used a Selenium version 2.42. Now we are using Selenium 2.47.
okay,
In Selenium 2.42, see this in the reference libraries, you can see the version of it. The
okay,
version of Selenium standalone jar is 2.47.1. This is the latest version. But I wrote this
okay,
code for 2.42. In 2.42, there is no mechanism to wait for the page load. You have to explicitly write the code to wait for the page. Okay.
okay,
At that time, I wrote this code, but now it's not needed. It is implicitly
okay,
waiting for the page load, so you don't need to bother about it.
okay. And there I have one more question.
Yeah.
The thing is, say for example, I have two elements to operate in a page. Okay,
Okay.
like in Flipkart, we used to select the size of the shirt we are going to buy,
Yeah.
and we will select the add to cart button, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a two operations in the same page.
Okay.
The thing is, I wrote a code to select the size of the shirt,
Okay.
okay, and then I am writing the code to select the add to cart button.
Okay.
So the thing is, the add to cart button is always available before selecting the size of the this one. The add to cart button is running. I don't know what is happening exactly, but the code is breaking at that point of time.
You are getting stale element
The
exception.
execution is starting. I'm not sure what the exception it is.
Yeah. I
It
told you,
was
right?
so hard
If you
yesterday,
do
but
some action
yeah,
and if the page is loading, definitely you need a
hmm,
wait. If you click on size of the t-shirt, definitely the page will load. Always observe, if you do some action, if the
okay.
page is loading, for the next element you should add a wait. Okay. And remember this also.
I
Yeah, after
okay,
doing the action, if the element is coming then you need to call wait for element presence. Before doing the action also, if the element is there and the page is loading, you need to call wait for element visibility. So that's why we have wait commands. If the page is loading, definitely you should add a wait for the next element. So you are choosing the size of the t-shirt and you are clicking on add to cart, right? But in between the click on add to cart, the page is loading. So you should wait till the page is getting loaded, till the add to cart button is visible on the page. If you don't wait for the visibility of that button, you will get an error like wait for sorry, a stale element exception.
okay.
Okay, if you have the code with you, just show it to me.
I have the code with me right now.
Can you share your screen? I will fix that.
Sure.
I'm able to see your screen. Open Eclipse.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have add to cart. Okay, good. You added wait for element visibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Run the code. I will see what is happening.
Are you able to see the navigation, right?
I didn't see anything. Is it running?
Yes, yes, it's running and it's closed also.
Oh, oh man, it's too slow. Okay, wait. Now it came for me. Actually, why did you comment that line for wait? You need to wait for men also, right? You need to wait for men link presence. Okay, it's running.
Uh,
Wait. It's running. Is it closed?
yes, yes, it's closed. It's closed at the this one AH reference view card dot click CSS selector
Okay, go down.
44th line. Yeah.
There it's failing.
Yes, yes.
But it didn't run all those lines, right? I'm not able to see. Did it click on the t-shirt and the size, everything?
Yes, yes. It's went to up to the quantity.
Show me in the browser. Go to the browser.
The browser got closed.
Shouldn't close it, right? How did it close?
No, I didn't close it. The program itself closed it.
Okay, go to at the rate after method. Go to at the rate after.
Okay. You want me to comment them?
Yeah. Comment driver.close and driver.quit. So what is the exception it is showing? WebDriver exception. Can you scroll to the left side? In the failure trace, I wanna see what WebDriver exception it is saying.
I ran the code again.
Okay then. But it's not reflecting, man, for me.
Actually, the navigation is happening too quickly for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it selected the size and add to cart button is added. And after add to cart, it got stuck there. It's not going to view cart.
maybe that CSS selector is wrong or something like that. What is the error? I just can you read that error for me in the failure trace? You will get WebDriver
Okay.
exception, right?
So in the failure trace, where exactly I need to see?
At the top, you will see it. You will see WebDriver exception. At that point, you need to see
Oh, okay, okay, I got it. So it is element is not clickable at the point.
element not clickable.
Yes, yes.
So that means you should wait for element clickable instead of wait for element presence. Right? Wait
Okay,
for element clickable for view cart.
okay, okay.
Then run it. Then it will work, I guess. And check that CSS. Are you getting only one element, or with that ahref view cart you are getting too many elements? There are two regions. It is clicking on the wrong element or the current element is not visible, some operation is going on. There are two chances.
Okay.
Okay, first try with element clickable. If it doesn't work, that means there is something else, some other element with the same identification logic, and it's clicking on the wrong element. That might be also a reason. So with element clickable, try it. If it doesn't work,
Okay.
we'll see. And for the card count, there is no need to go to view card. There you can see the count, right? In the round circle
Okay.
also you can see the count. Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
You ran it right, we'll see. Is it going?
No, no. I'm just running around. Yeah, it's the only problem with the view card. I need to revisit that day. I will do that today, and I
Yeah,
will
try with
try to
element
make.
clickable or just check your CSS is returning only one element or more elements. Okay, that
Okay.
also you need to check. Okay, it's running right. We'll see.
Yeah, already it came the error, same error.
Same error you got.
Yes, yes.
So then you need to check whether that CSS is returning one element or more than one element.
Okay.
Okay, try with dollar dollar and see is it returning the correct element or not. Okay, if it is not returning the correct element, then also you will end up with these kind of issues. Okay,
Okay, sure.
yeah, yeah. Okay, then that's it for today. It's already 10:10, right? Okay, tomorrow we'll continue with the remaining API in web element. I will share you this recording with you all.